Hi, Tony here, Auburn South Chiropractic, and this is a Corona update for you. Firstly, how you going? Stage 4, it's not easy, is it? I've been up and down myself, trying to keep myself busy, trying to keep myself distracted in a lot of ways because I can't be here as often. Though I am here Tuesday, Thursday mornings to help you. So if you have got any urgent needs, please give me a call or you can book in online, don't forget that. But I want to touch on an issue that I see being one of the biggest problems with what's happening out in the community and from the response and from our government, etc. And look, it's very obvious. I've been watching more football, AFL, than I normally would just because I've got more time. And you know, what an amazing game where we have these athletes, we have these teams that come together as athletes. We have people who are specialists in the forward line, in kicking goals. We have people who are specialists in preventing goals, the back line. We have these midfielders that can run and carry the ball and be the transition. And it really got me thinking about this response to the coronavirus. And our government, our health department, the Minister for Health, the Chief Medical Officer, they've been putting their hands up to give us some solutions in their mind. And what I've noticed is there's some great solutions being put forward, there's some great directives, but they're all coming from, if I can use the AFL analogy, they're all coming from a backline defence strategy. What the government's decided to do is we're going to stack the back line full of every great player. We are going to do what in the old terms would have been the flood. All our midfielders, they've gone back down into defence to try and stop the opposition scoring a goal. And while that can be a great strategy to stop goals being scored, it's a really lousy strategy to try and score goals yourself. Because what ends up happening is the ball gets stuck in the back line, that team gets possession, and there's no one up forward to kick it to. And so it's a strategy that ends up being no goals being scored, or very low number of goals being scored. And this seems to be this strategy with which the government's come to. We've got this defence. Now look, I'm all for defences. I'm all for saying, yeah, you know what? It makes sense to wash your hands. It makes sense to have a good set of hygiene. It makes sense to not sneeze in someone's face. That's common sense. We need a defence. We need a back line. But we also need a forward line in order to kick goals. Why is our health department not giving us health strategies? Why are they not coming out and saying, you know what, this is a pretty tricky time for us. It's probably now that we should be looking after our health. It's probably now that we should lose those kilos. It's probably now that going for a walk in the sunshine is probably more important now than ever to make sure your body's working well, to make sure your immune system is on fire. You know what? It's probably a good idea to go and check in with your naturopath to make sure that all your levels are right, that you're not deficient in something. It's probably time to go and see your chiropractor to make sure everything's aligned and tuned up so that your body is strong and resilient. You know what, it's probably a time where sleep is super important. So look, let's make sure we're getting adequate sleep. You know what's really important for keeping our bodies healthy is hydration. You know what, this is probably a time where we should be hydrating more. Let's get that water into us. And you know what's really important? The research is very clear that the more we move, the healthier we are. In fact, the research shows that the more we sit, the shorter our lifespan. And so wouldn't it be great? We get particularly the aging population, we should get them up and moving. That's probably more important than ever. Let's get some more movement into our daily life. But what do we hear? Nothing. We're trying to play an AFL game here, guys, with no forward line. How do you reckon it's going to go? Pretty lousy. So my contention, and if I was the chief health officer or health minister, if that's what you want to call it, that'd be my directive. My directive would be to say, look, there's people that are vulnerable. Let's make sure our defences are super strong there. The rest of the population, let's look at how we can score some goals. How do we get healthier? How do we use this time in a productive way to get healthier and happier? Anyway, that's my rant. So if we think about our AFL team, making sure that we've got a good distribution of players across that ground, what are you doing defensively and what are you doing offensively that's going to get you through this period unscathed and in fact healthier than you were before? Some food for thought. Anyway, if you need some help, please reach out, aschiro.com, give me a call, get in touch on the socials. I'm here to help. Be well.